What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we will be discussing collective bargaining. What is it, and how do we do it effectively? But first, hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the notification bell, share the videos, leave a comment, maybe some ideas for some future content. And without further ado, let's get on into it. According to the AFL-CIO website, they have a nice little piece on collective bargaining. I'm going to go scroll through it right quick, but I'm going to give you some of the verbatim. Collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is the process in which working people through their unions negotiate contracts with their employers to determine their terms of employment, including pay, benefits, hours, leave, job health and safety policies, ways to balance work and family, and more. Collective bargaining is a way to solve workplace problems. It is also the best means for raising wages in America. Indeed, through collective bargaining, working people in unions have higher wages, better benefits, and safer workplaces. Sidebar, where there are unions, even the non-union workers get paid better. In the United States, some 3/4 of private sector workers and 2/3 of public employees have the right to collective bargaining. This right came to the U.S. workers through a series of laws. The Railway Labor Act granted collective bargaining to railroad workers in 1926 and now covers many transportation workers, such as those in airlines. In 1935, the National Labor Relations Act clarified the bargaining rights of most other private sector workers and established collective bargaining as the, quote, policy of the United States, unquote. The right to collective bargaining also is recognized by international human rights conventions. The policy of the United States is collective bargaining. That means if you're seeking a union, you're doing your American duty. You're being the best kind of patriot when you're seeking collective bargaining and seeking union representation. Ain't that something? They don't tell you that though. The freedom to form and join a union is core to the UN Universal Declaration on Human Rights and is an enabling right, a fundamental right that ensures the ability to protect other rights. Every year, millions of America's workers negotiate or renegotiate their bargain contracts. However, some employers seek to undercut existing bargaining relationships and roll back many hard-won contract terms and conditions. Unions continue to fight for the intrinsic rights of working people and restore the balance of economic power in our country through collective bargaining agreements. That's straight off of the AFL-CIO website. So I thought it's pretty cool. So that's collective bargaining if you don't know what it is. Now, how do we do it effectively? I talked about this on a previous video, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. The way we do it is by holding each other to account. And what do I mean by that? I mean that when you're in a union, you're supposed to be kind of like the elite, right? I'm in the IBEW. We view ourselves as the elite of electricians. Like we're like the Navy SEALs of electricians. If you hold that view, then you have to also hold other electricians within your union to account because they're part of your team. And if they're part of your team, then they got to be up to standard, right? But here's the other thing. The Navy SEALs, they don't tolerate failure, right? They have the best tools. They have the best information. They have the best training, right? All of that stuff. Well, in the IBEW, we have the best training. We have the best minds and whatnot. But yet we settle for lesser working conditions because we think that's just the way it's supposed to be. However, I argue that if we are truly the best of the best, then our working conditions should also reflect being the best of the best. But how do you get there, right? It's through collective bargaining. But it takes the membership to demand it together collectively for your leaders to have to negotiate for it. If there's no demand, there's no reason for your leaders to push for more and more. If you guys are complacent at work and you're just like, it is what it is, there's no incentive for your leaders to push for more and more. That's why it's important for you to talk to each other on the jobs about the job. Hey man, what do you think about the porta johns? What do you think about the bathrooms here? Think we should have running water and bathrooms that are, you know, cleaned regularly and stocked regularly, places to wash our hands? Do you think we should have a break area that is clean and temperature controlled so that we can have a nice place to eat? Do you think we should have the best safety equipment? You know, all these things are items that affect everyone on the job site. But if you guys don't talk to each other about it when you're at work, how will you ever know if the other person's thinking what you're thinking, and if you guys should push leadership to ask for these things? You know, we're experiencing inflation and it's outpacing wage increases. So essentially we're taking a pay cut because inflation is so bad, right? That's something that you collectively talk about, and then you press and press and press so that leaders go and they negotiate for the things that are so important to the membership. But you got to press and press and press. And here's the other key. When they don't come through, you got to be willing to go in a different direction and take a chance on someone else. But it's all on us, right? On the workers. It's the membership that gives leadership the fortitude to go forward and demand more. It's also the membership that increases and holds each other to account to increase our own level of production and our own level of professionalism and our own level of eliteness and badassness. It all ties together. You hold each other to account, you demand more, you push for more, and that's how you fight for more. And that, in my view, is how you collectively bargain for more. My name is Eric, man. I hope y'all found this video informative, helpful, at least thought invoking, something. You know what I mean? If not, well, thanks for chilling anyway. And remember, the fight isn't left and right. It never was. It's always been up and down. And it's going to take solidarity to win always. Peace.